15 love.
Well, not much Yovic can do about that. Perfect placement on the first serve from Rybakina.
Oh! 15 on. There
she is, making the sport look easy.
Well, this is what she loves to do. Short points, take advantage of the +1, particularly on the forehand side. Can go either way, inside in, as well as off.
T15. Rybakina.
Well, that was kind of the full spectrum of Elena Rybakina in that game, wasn't it?
Well, the one thing against playing against aggressive baseliners and someone who's got the ability to get free points off their serve is it's very hard to find your rhythm. And Tom, the coach of Yovic, mentioned it there. She has to find a way to get into the rallies.
So much easier said than done, isn't it? I mean, Lou, you saw Emerson Jones try to do that a couple of days ago. She had the right intent and ideas, but in practice, it's so hard against someone like Rybakina.
Absolutely. You've got to stay up on that baseline. If you stand too far back, you create the angles for Elena. So I'll be really watching just her movement, where she stands, whether she stays in, whether she comes back. One thing she's doing, she's going to the towel a lot and just trying to slow down these games when Elena's serving.
Yeah, that's very interesting, because Jones did rush the other day, didn't she? And increasingly as the match went on and started to get away from her.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, very interesting.
Love 15.
I feel like we can expect a lot of those types of rallies where Rybakina is up on the baseline dictating the play, and then as the rally goes on, Yovic is getting further and further behind the baseline.
Love 30.
It's critical that that last unforced error off the backhand side. She was inside the court. She had time on that shot. She really has to take advantage of those moments.
Goran Ivanisevic will like that point. He definitely wants to see Rybakina move up to the net as much as possible.
Right now, she feels extremely comfortable on all shots, all parts of the court.
There he is, fellow Wimbledon champion, of course. New to the team for 2025. Well, it's one
Rybakina.
thing knowing you're going to face an onslaught from Elena Rybakina, and it's another thing
Rybakina leads
actually
by
being
2
on the
games to
receiving
love.
end of it. Presumably, Yovic just won't have played anybody that hits the ball like Rybakina before.
Well, there's no question she would have faced someone that hits the quality of Rybakina, likely with a male hitting partner or a fellow junior boy that she's hit with, just to try and get used to the pace.
Oh, that a great point. Just what she needed. So would you have expected Yovic to have warmed up this
15.
morning with a male hitting partner to prepare for Rybakina?
Yes, absolutely. As a player, you want to try and simulate the scenario as much as possible.
Long 30.
Yeah, when players are facing a lefty in their match, they'll always want to hit with a lefty hitting partner, practice partner in the morning. Lefties are always in high demand, aren't they?
Louise Fleming
15,000.
courtside. One thing that struck me, Louise, was I feel like Rybakina has really improved her upper body strength.
Yeah, I think you're right, Praddy. She's just creating such easy power. I mean, she's just such a ball striker, isn't she? But for me, her balance, and she's using her legs a little bit more. She's got good core stability, and she just looks so solid out here. But you're right. Just the chest and the back of the chest, she looks strong.
Oh.
And that's great to hear because, you know, she did have so many health problems last year. There were periods of 2024 when Rybakina looked, you know, pretty pale and depleted, really. So to see her looking strong is, well, it's brilliant, really.
Again, Rybakina.
Well, it's one-way traffic at the moment, isn't it? Rybakina, a 3-love lead.
Rybakina leads by 3 games to love.
And it's fair to say, I think a few nerves, very understandably for Yovic. She was standing on the wrong side to receive a couple of points ago. It's just something that's so hard to prepare for, even with the best effort, isn't it?
No doubt. It's a tough challenge in front of her, playing the class of Elena. And that's where it's incredibly frustrating. Like, she had love 30 on the Rybakina serve, and then all of a sudden 4 quick points where she thought, oh, you know what, I'm in here, maybe I can get a break of serve. And it was just completely shut down, and almost in a way the racket was taken out of her hand.
Time.
It's such a trademark of what great players do, isn't it? They put their opponent under so much pressure that when they do get an opportunity or a short ball, they feel like they've almost got to do too much with it and make a mistake. Aiming to get on the board, the young American.
The
Lock
players
15.
that can bother Rybakina are the players that have a big serve, and they use that serve to get her off the court and then get her moving. At the end of the day, the weakest part of her game still is her movement, but you need to find a way to get her moving and off balance.
Beauty. One of her best shots, that backhand, either down the line or cross court. Yeah, she's a good mover for her size, but there'll always be a limit given her stature. Over 6 foot is Rybakina. Never going to be a Jasmine Paolini out there.
Yeah, I think you make a point there, though. Like, if you're playing against a Paolini, I think she's a player that can slice. She can bring Elena forward. She can hit her height and shape. And these young players, I mean, they're trying to hit too well against Elena. And I think the harder you hit, the quicker it comes back. So I'd like to see a little bit of variation just thrown in here from Iva.
Game, Rybakina.
A little tough at the moment. Perhaps a hint of rushing there.
Rybakina
Easy
leads by
trap
4 games to love.
to fall into. It's a great point Lou makes, isn't it? Look at Laura Siegmund yesterday and the variety she threw at Zheng Qinwen. Didn't try and play her at her own game. She's got quite a box of tricks though, Siegmund. Fair to say.
Drifting love.
Being the coach of a player that, let's say, exactly what Louise Playing was talking about, adding some variety, some slice. And if you're the coach and your player doesn't really have those skill sets, it's tough to come up with solutions. Oh, great shot from Rybakina. However, Yovic is only 17 years of age. She can work on these skills. Learn to slice, keep the ball low, go high and heavier.
Oh. 30-15.
Scary to think that at the moment, Jovic has won more points off the Rybakina serve than her own serve. She hasn't won a point on serve yet.
Tough day at the office so far.
All.
I mean, that's what you hope, that in a situation where Elena is 4-love up and cruising, that she just loses a little concentration and just throws a few easy shots in, and then you can try to build off something like that. Then she throws another big serve in. It's so frustrating for these young players.
Yeah, she's won 5 points, Jovic, and only one of those has been with a winner.
Deuce.
Not holding back on the second serve. High risk.
Do you like that play?
If I was up 40-love and 40-30, I don't mind throwing in a double fault, going for it. All right. Chance here for the US youngster. Currently ranked 189 in the world.
She got the ball in play, but it's hard to see her winning too many rallies like that, isn't it?
Rybakina just has so much time over the ball, and even when the rally situation is occurring, it looks like a practice exercise. Able to hit it into the corners.
That'll do nicely.
It's got to be that good, doesn't it? But she's got to read it like a book. She took after that. She knew exactly she was going that short cross. Not always easy to read.
Gibbs.
Oh, too good again. That's ace number 4 for the match.
Soul crushing. Nothing you can do. Got Rybakina on the move there.
That's the key. Need to find a way to get her off balance. Yovic seems to favour the backhand side. Even when there's been some balls in the middle of the court, she's been moving to her right to try and create space to hit the backhand.
Advantage Rybakina.
Easy power. She can do it off both wings.
Rybakina.
Tough stuff from Rybakina so far. 5-love, she leads.
Rybakina leads by 5 games to love.
Well, the benchmark is 53 minutes. That's how long Emerson Jones lasted a couple of days ago against Rybakina. And look, Lou, let's have a little look at exactly the challenge that Yovic is facing today. I mean, you talked about Yovic not wanting to be pushed back too far, but it's just so hard when the Rybakina power is coming at you like this.
Yeah, look, she's been able to get a hold of some of these returns and play flat and hard. Now, if the placement is not where you can put Elena into a bit of a difficult position, we've seen a couple where you can drag her wide if she's end range and she can't get those long levers behind the ball, then that's a good shot and you might draw some errors, but it's not. It's so difficult for this young lady to get 1 or 2 of those in succession. You can get 1 and then the next 2 points, just big serves from Elena.
And I think it's really important to remember that there is only one teenager in the WTA's top 100 at the moment, and that is Mira Andreeva. Just an exceptional, prodigious talent, way ahead of the curve. You know, the days of Martina Hingis winning slams at 15 are long gone. 17 is incredibly young in terms of a player's development.
Rybakina, she's got it all. Firepower from the baseline. And then on that occasion, showing some touch and feel. Backhand drop shot.
That'll feel good.
59.
Positive play from the youngster. That is only the first point she has won on her serve. Testament to the quality of the returning from Elena.
Well, the floodgates have opened.
30-15.
2 points behind serve and a bit of an injection of power there on the ground strokes too.
As Louise Fleming mentioned courtside, Yovic doing a good job taking her time between points. That occasion went to the towel.
Putting on a bit of a show for Goran, isn't she?
30-odd.
Really expressing herself out there. Elena Rybakina kind of trying out a few things. Yeah, as soon as Rybakina gets her teeth into a rally and gets on the front foot, it's kind of curtains at the moment, isn't it? So after 24 minutes, it's a first set point for the 6th seed. Well saved, well served.
Yes.
Good thinking to go into the body of Rybakina. It's a big body to get out of the way.
Advantage Rybakina.
Just the court conditions have changed a little bit down here too. The clouds have come over. The sun has disappeared. Before the court was playing lightning fast. So, look, I think we can maybe forget this first set, but maybe that may make a difference for Iva in the second set. It just, the conditions may just slow down a little.
Great stuff from the youngster. Really went after the second serve. Was able to have some time to really choose which side she was going to go with the backhand. That time choosing the line.
Suffocating depth on the return from Rybakina.
Advantage Rybakina.
Just so good. Third set point set up. There's that depth again. And there's the set. 6-love, 27 minutes. The 6th seed is halfway to round 3. That from the former finalist here. Can she keep it up in the second?
Oh. 15-love.
Welcome.
Such a contrast when Rybakina is in balance versus on the stretch. Upper body starts to tilt.
Oh. Oh. 30-15.
You have to commend Yovic. She's had a great attitude throughout. Even there, I think she turned around and had a little bit of a smile.
Yeah, Pretty. I think we just saw Samsonova against Iga Swiatek lose the first set 6-love. And then all of a sudden, things just changed a little bit. So if she can just hang in here, Iva, somehow just hold serve, get on the board. The crowd will get involved. At the moment, they're just feeling sorry for her.
Yeah, it's a great point. It won't take much, will it, for the crowd to really get behind Yovic. It's a great court for that. The Cain Arena here, open to the public. You get some raucous atmospheres out here. They don't need much to get their teeth into, do they, to really get going?
Well, we will presume that there are a lot of Australians in the crowd watching this match. And there is one thing that I know about Australians. They love an underdog.
Yeah, I think I can see some inflatable kangaroos if I look closely into this crowd. There were a few of those waving last night, weren't they? Kokkinakis and Draper playing a 5th set well into the twilight. Yovic desperate to get on the board early in this second set.
Smart serve into the body. not allowing Rybakina swinging room. Again, going to the towel.
Good composure, that, isn't it? Presence of mind.
No, routines is what is going to help her get into this, and you can see. So she's going over to get the towel again, and then she takes quite a lot of time just to go through her little routine when she starts her serve, which is great to see. She's really trying to get into this. I love the energy, very focused.
Oh, big moments. 2 game points for Iva Jovic, watched on by her dad Bojan, both parents Serbian, born and raised in California.
Well, again, I felt like Yovic made the right decision. She had the opening down the line. She's just over-pressing slightly on that shot.
Yes.
Well, after that return, it was almost like Yovic was knocked off her feet. It really is. If you want to compare some sports, it's the heavyweight against the lightweight.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly the same. Different weight class.
Advantage Yovic. Yes.
That's the difference, isn't it? Rybakina can generate that pace. She's a good absorber of pace, isn't she, Jovic? She's not overly troubled by it when it comes on her racket, but she just can't generate like that. Not yet, anyway.
Again, the ball back on her toes. No time to set up whatsoever. So from now, having 2 game points, it's flipped and now down break point.
Yes.
Well, that one's wayward from Rybakina.
We saw that high backhand that she missed, and it was a 131K that she threw, and it was the second serve. Let's see if she goes to that backhand again. That's the one that's been vulnerable in this game.
Well, Lou, you were bang on. She did want to test out the backhand in that rally, but Rybakina passed the test.
Yeah, if she can just get a little shape, the slower ball that is the one where it gets up high, and it's hard to get it up high, but that kick serve sitting up sometimes just catches Elena when it's a bit slower and a bit more spin.
That time, taking a little off the backhand, making sure
Advantage Yovic.
that it wasn't going to go deep.
I love the reaction here from Yovic. Like, why am I not doing that every point? So easy. That's why.
Yes.
Spoke about the crowd getting involved. It is absolutely critical that Yovic finds a way to win this game. Crowd can certainly lift her.
Advantage Rybakina.
Yeah, if and when Yovic gets a game on the board here, I think she's going to be applauded like she's won the Australian Open. Could have to wait a while. It's felt like a big game. The longer it goes, the bigger it gets.
Left for seven. Yes.
There's an exercise that we do in tennis almost weekly, or daily for that matter, is 2-on-1. So 2 players down one end and 1 player down the other end. Maybe Louise Fleming can get out there and get on one side.
Sounds good, Pratty.
Advantage, Rybakina.
Any time she's got time on the ball, Rybakina just gets a chokehold on the rally. Break point number 3 in this game.
Yes.
Got a first serve in. That toss has been going out too far on the first serve and just been dragging that one into the net. That one, she just got it up, got up to the serve and, yeah, got a little bit more height.
Advantage, Yovic.
On that occasion, Yovic able to find some width. Last shot was a little shorter and had Rybakina on the stretch. So another game point number 3.
Yes.
The crowd are so wanting her to get this game. I can just feel everyone behind my back every time she misses that game point.
Advantage, Rybakina.
More than 13 minutes for this game alone, 46 for the match. So that this game has lasted more than a quarter of the whole match.
Well, Yovic is switching the dial after the first set. The amount of points she'd won off her first serve was only at 11%. And now, her first service game of the second set, she's at 60%.
Very nice.
If I was her coach, I would just be
Advantage,
saying,
Jovic.
just kick a second serve in as a first serve. Just do something different, but make the first serve to the backhand.
Jovic.
Well, there it is. Not just the game, but the rousing applause, the ovation, the injection of energy and belief from this crowd that maybe will help Jovic to put something together in this second set. Just maybe. She earned that the hard way.
15 love.
I forget that Elena Rybakina is the snuffer out of young dreams. First of the set, fourth of the match on the double fault front for Rybakina. She does tend to serve a handful in each match, but generally outweighed by aces.
15-30.
It's a little loose.
There was some extra emphasis on that forehand down the line. Is the tide coming in for Yovic? Again, has to find a way to make that return. It was within the hitting zone.
Yes.
She's good down the lines, isn't she, Jovic, when she gets a chance. Managed to push Rybakina back there.
Advantage Jovic.
This is such impressive hustle from the 17-year-old. Break point to take the lead in the second set. Well, how about that? 17-year-old Iva Jovic breaks and takes a 2-1 lead, set 2.
Jovic leads by 2-1.
Well, hands up, who saw that coming?
It's Hot Shot Tennis Day here in Australian Open 2025.
But it just goes to show that if you can keep it close and extend out some rallies, extend out some games, it can turn. But you definitely have to have the right mindset, and that's what we saw from Jovic. Didn't get frustrated when she wasn't able to be in control of many of the points, particularly off the Rybakina serve in the first set. And she's a different player when she's allowed time to set her feet under the shot. However, that's tough to do against the firepower of Rybakina. Rybakina.
Something like that. So Iva Jovic with a spring in her step and a break of the Rybakina serve. 2-1.
It's all about attitude, isn't it? This young lady. And that's something, you know, you see a lot of Americans, they have it in bucket loads. It's this confidence, even when maybe they've had their ego a little bit damaged. That she has still maintained such great body language. She's really worked hard. Just love watching this young girl here.
Oh. 15-0.
So 54 minutes into this match. 1 minute longer than Elena's last match against Australia's Emerson Jones. Seems like the clouds have gone. There's sunshine out here on Cain Arena, and what that means is it's lighter and the balls are flying faster.
Slightly above the tour average of breaking right back after having her own serve broken is Rybakina. As you might expect, player of her caliber. Not here. Point for a 3-1 lead for the 17-year-old.
Great stuff from the youngster.
Incredible. How about that, Lou Fleming?
Isn't that brilliant? It's amazing. And that's the difference. When you have those subtle changes, all of a sudden Iva is getting more balls in the court, more first serves. And you could just see the change, that second point where Elena was like, okay, I'm going to try to come into the net. I'm going to try to hit a little bigger. And well done to Iva for hanging in there and getting that game. Just a slight change in the complexion in this match.
Nicole, you and I are sat behind Goran Ivanisevic. He's a bit of a way in front of us, and it's not always easy to read the back of a head, but he's definitely shaking it more than he was during the first set.
Well, we were speaking about how relaxed he was. Not now.
Wow.
That is terrific.
15-all.
The youngster going toe-to-toe on the baseline. This last backhand stays nice and low in the legs.
Oh.
$30-15.
Now Goran sitting up in his chair a little bit more and even clapping that point. Definitely changed his position. He's been having a few little more chats with the guys in his box. So a little concern here. There's no question about that.
Rushed at that forehand a little bit, Rybakina. She's perhaps a bit surprised by this turn of events in the second set. Is there such a thing as being too relaxed?
Oh.
Well, she actually is generally a player that does not show much emotion either way. Like if you were to take a video of her, it's hard to see whether she's winning a match or losing a match.
Yes.
Sure, what went wrong there? Didn't have the sun in her eyes from that end.
Oh.
Oh, that was very close. Did not miss by much. Again, what's impressive is Rybakina. She's not afraid to move forward.
It was interesting, Goran gave that point a big clap. That's what he wants her to do, I think.
Oh.
And there again.
Rybakina.
But it is still Yovic with the break, 3-2 second set.
Jovic leads by 3 games to 2.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if we see Rybakina play a little bit more doubles, because that's the way that you get more comfortable at net. The ability to work on coming forward, behind a return, as well as dealing with basically hitting more volleys in matches.
Yeah, it will be very interesting to see. Mirandreva plays a lot of doubles, doesn't she? Says she really enjoys it, and she's really committed to playing this 2025 season in doubles to try and, well, have a bit of fun and also develop her singles game. Coco Gauff did it.
What about you, mate?
With great success with Jessica Pegula.
She's 17 years of age. That might be a slight one. Thanks so much for joining us, boys. All good, mate. Go Eva.
I know that's something that Darren Cahill had an influence on with Simona Halep, wanting her to play more doubles.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Still the very early stages of Rybakina and Goran Ivanisevic working together. He's had a huge impact on past players. Coach Marin Cilic to that US Open title, of course, multiple slams with Novak Djokovic. But he wanted to try his hand at coaching on the WTA Tour. Knows it's a different challenge.
Love 15.
I think we've got to remember also that Elena's only
59.
played about 7 or 8 matches since the US Open. And so she wouldn't be feeling completely, comfortable out here when things don't go quite right. There's still a little bit of inconsistency here and a little bit of doubt.
Latfasser.
Oh, that could be a
15-30.
costly miss. Had done a great job in the point, getting Rybakina on stretch.
There's your.
Well, how do you explain an error like that? Second serve, backhand, bottom of the net.
We definitely did not see any of those in the first set.
Out. 30-40.
Just breaking down the Yovic first serve in particular. She's served 9 balls wide, 5 to the body, and 13 down the tee, compared to Rybakina, who's very much a corner server. No serves have gone into the body. So that would have been part of the tactics from Team Yovic, into the body.
Game. Rybakina.
Nothing to be done about returns like that. Pinpoint precision in terms of depth from Rybakina, and she does break back eventually. But still, not playing her best tennis just now. And Jovic, body language-wise, Lou, still looking really positive.
No, it is. I mean, she was a little unlucky there not to get enough first serves in and just maintain some really good quality tennis. I mean, the return down the middle. It's got to be deeper. It's like this flat ball. Just Elena just absolutely loves it. That's what she eats for breakfast. I would just love to see a little bit of mix from Iva.
Great serve.
30 love.
And to take absolutely every opportunity. If there's a slower ball inside the court, she's got to make it happen. She's missed a couple of those, so giving away some free points when she really needed it.
T15.
No hesitation, moving forward immediately after hitting the approach. Again, the element that she's looking to add to her game, more points won at net.
Oh, that's lovely. Great anticipation from the youngster.
40-30.
Nice bit of dexterity as well.
Deuce.
Well, this game has been a little sloppy from Rybakina. Looked like she was going to have an easy hold after breaking the serve of Yovic.
Yes.
Spoken time and time again, lack of depth of shot off the return from Yovic.
Oh. Advantage Rybakina. Oh.
Unlucky with the net cord. Rybakina seemingly back in control. 4-3 on serve though, second set.
Rybakina leads by 4 games to 3.
Well, Rybakina a little fortunate there to get out of that game. She was in control, and then a break point for Yovic. She has done a great job getting herself back into this second set. It was one-way traffic in the first, And pretty much the racket was taken out of her hand. She's finding a way to get her body and her feet set behind more balls and penetrating, making Rybakina move, and then ultimately to get her off balance.
Yeah, it's funny. She might, at the end of this match, sit down and have a think about it with her coaches and say, you know, she'll look at some of these rallies and just go, yeah, I was pressing a little bit too much at certain times, and when I had opportunities, I didn't make the most of them.
So serving at the same rate are Iva Jovic and Elena Rybakina. Both would like that number to be a little higher, ideally. Usually aiming, well, upwards of 60, that's for sure. But Yovic very much being more punished on the second serve than Rybakina.
Love.
Jovic got there in plenty of time. Just not having the skill to control the open racket face with the slice.
You a fan of Rybakina adding shots like that to her game?
Well, I feel like she can develop the slice. And again, when you develop the slice, you have greater awareness of your racket head. And that was an occasion where she needed to know where her racket head was.
She just looks like she goes in runs, doesn't she? Everything seems to flow and hits the ball really well, gets her timing, and then all of a sudden, if there's a bit of a disruptor, a few shots where she misses and she goes off the... Just I think it illustrates still not a lot of matches under her belt.
Yeah, it's a great point, Lou. And look, she'll probably be fine today, but she won't be fine with those lapses when she comes up against really tough opposition, which is obviously what she's hoping for later in the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, Świątek will punish her for that.
Fault.
Well, that's tough for Yovic. Handing a gift to her opponent. Just a second double fault for her, but not a great time. A break point, and this would leave Rybakina serving for the match.
Fault.
Easy as you like from Rybakina. Just so much time on the ball. And when she's in position, she's as good a ball striker as anyone on tour.
Well, that second serve from Jovic, too short, middle of the box, only 133 kilometres an hour, and was easily dealt with.
Serving for the match.
Left serve.
Halt.
Halt. 15 love.
Nice approach from Rybakina. Didn't need to hit the volley.
30 love.
Another one that Goran would have enjoyed. Electing not to sit on the court in the new on-court coaching positions, Iva Jovic. Believe he likes the view from slightly higher up. There have been some dreamy backhands down the line from the 6th seed today. What a shot that is. It brings her to 3 match points.
One saved for Yovic. Quality return. Right back on the toes of Rybakina. Rybakina just taking her time.
There it is. Elena Rybakina moves on. She's looking good. Is the 6th seed and former finalist. 6 love, 6-3 for her today over Iva Jovic, the teenager.
Jovic should be proud of the effort and the fight in the 2nd set. It was pretty much a demolition from Rybakina. 6 love, 1 love up, and then Yovic got that game and then was able to skip ahead 3-1 in the 2nd set. Kept her composure. In the end, it was the firepower from Rybakina and the quality player, the experience that she has now, how to deal with, I guess, those little unsettling moments.
Yeah, Lou, there's obviously development to do for Iva Jovic at her young age, but we've seen something from it today, haven't we? Particularly in the middle period of that 2nd set.
Yeah, absolutely. The way she started the beginning of the 2nd set, I thought was great. I mean, her attitude really was what kept her into this match. There's a lot to like about her, and I think they can take quite a lot from this match too. A little bit of variation. I'd like to see her doing a bit of work on that heavy forehand. I think that would really help her moving forwards and working on that slice, as you mentioned, Preddy.
Well, an incredible learning experience and opportunity for Jovic today as she exits the Cain Arena and the Australian Open. We will get a chance to hear from Elena Rybakina after just scoring her 50th Grand Slam main draw match win. Here she comes. She'll be speaking to Duncan McKenzie-McCarg.
Well, Elena, congratulations. What a stunning opening set that was. 6 games to love. You hit 18 winners. Looked like almost the perfect set.
Yeah, I started really well, and I think for her, she needed a bit more time to also get used to the speed. But yeah, started the match really well, and then struggled a little bit in the 2nd set. But pretty happy to get to another round.
What are you loving about your game at the moment?
Sorry?
What are you loving about your game at the moment, Elena?
Well, usually, of course, my serves helps me a lot. This time was a little bit more difficult, but overall, I think I played a good one.
She's just 17 years of age. She's been pinpointed as a star of the future. What impressed you out there?
Well, she's super young still, and I just played the other girl first round. They're both very young, and I think great future ahead of theirs. And I mean, they're still pretty young, and she plays already really good tennis. So, yeah, looking forward to play another matches against her.
New year, and you also have a new coach, the great Goran Ivanisevic. What's been your favourite part about working with Goran so far?
Well, he's a fun guy, and of course we didn't know each other so well before, so we needed some time to get used, but he's fun, and for now I think we did not a bad job in this preseason, and yeah, just looking forward to get some titles with him.
Just on Goran, Goran had one of the greatest serves in tennis history. You've got one of the best serves in women's tennis. Just how much better can your serve get with Goran on board?
Well, if I can serve better, it's even better. I mean, obviously I need to work on my serve, and especially when it's wind, it's not easy. So I think still it's possible to make some improvements today. I think my serve was not working really well, so hopefully I can improve it for the next match.
And you're very laid back. What's your favourite thing to do in Melbourne when you're not on the court, Elena?
Well, while I'm on the tournament, I don't have much time, and I don't do any interesting stuff, to be honest, just after the tournaments usually, and I love animals here and just the nature, so it's nice to go to the sea or just see all the animals like kangaroos and this kind of stuff.
Well, hopefully we'll see you at the Royal Botanic Gardens soon. Everyone put your hands together for top seed, Elena Rybakina.
Thank you.
Loving life, loving time in Australia, loving the world.